Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss three terms. Those are uh, tasks, process, and threads. What is a task? The task in the operating system is defined as the program in the execution. Okay, and the related information maintained by the operating system for the program is nothing but what task. So task here it is a program in execution is nothing but what task, and task which is also known as a job in the operating system, and a program are a part of its execution, that is parts of the execution of the task is called as the process. The terms task, process, and job are similar entities in the operating system. All three entities are same, and process which requires various system resources like CPU for executing the process and memory for storing the code corresponding to the process, and associated variables and IO devices for information exchanges are required for the process. Next concept is structure of the process. How the structure? Here we have the structure of the process also. The concept of the process leads to the concurrent execution of this task, or what pseudo parallelism, and thereby the efficient utilization of the CPU and other system resources. Concurrent execution is achieved by the sharing of the CPU among the processors. A process mimics a processor in priorities and holds a set of registers, process status, a program counter to be point to the next executable instruction of the process. Here we have in structure stack which holds the local variable, that is, those are associated with the process, and code corresponds to the process. These all are uh, contaminated in the stack. A process which inherits all the priorities of the CPU and can be considered as the virtual processor. The process which you can be considered as a virtual processor, and awaiting its turn to have its priorities switched into the physical processor. When the process gets its turn in the operating system, its registers and program counter registers becomes mapped into the physical registers of the CPU. Okay, this is about the what structure of the process. Next concept is memory organized of the or memory organization of the processes, or memory organization for the process. So the memory of the CPU, which is divided into three types here, which is for the process, and those are stack memory, data memory, and code memory. So here the stack memory which holds all the temporary data such as local variables to the process, and data memory, it is used to hold the global data for the process, and the code memory which contains the program code corresponds to the process. On leading a process into the main memory, a specific area of memory is allocated for the process in the operating system. So the stack memory usually starts at the higher memory address from the memory area allocated for the process in the operating system. So next concept is process states and state transitions. So in order to execute any processes, we need certain steps. Okay, in a single step we cannot execute the process. So for that, the process transfers through the series of states. During its transitions from newly created state to the terminated state, the cycle through which a process changes its states from newly created to the execution completed is known as process life cycle. So the process life cycle, which is nothing but a changing the process states from newly created to execution completed state, is called as process life cycle. Here the various states through which a process transfers through the or transfers through during a process life cycle indicates the current status of the process with respect to the time, and also provides the information on what it is allocated to do. So there are many states in the process. The first one is created state, ready state, running state, and blocked state or wait state. So here we have state diagram also. The first state is a created state. The created state, it is a state at which a process is being created. Okay, and the in operating system, which is recognizes a process in the created state, but no resources are allocated to the process in the created state. Next state is ready state. This state where a process is inserted into the memory and waiting the processor time for execution. So this is what the next state in the process, that is a ready state. So it requires memory and processor time for execution, and at this stage the process is placed into the ready list, that is queues maintained by the OS for this state. Next state is running state. In running state, the processor or the process will be executed, and the state, which is the state in which the source code instructions corresponds to the process is being executed, that is called as a running state. The running state is the state at which the process execution happens. And next state is blocked or wait state. This state refers to the state where a running process is temporarily suspended from execution and does not have immediate access to resources of the computer. This is what blocked state. So the blocked state will be suspended for the execution. And next state is completed state. This is last state. This is a completed state. It is a state where the process completes its execution. Okay, that is nothing but what? Completed state. The transition of process from one state to another state is called as a state transition. Okay. When a process changes its states from a ready state to running state, or from running state to blocked state, or terminated state to blocked state. For that, the CPU allocation for the process may also change. Okay, this is about the what? Process state and the state transitions. Next concept is threads. A thread, which is a primitive that can be execute code. A thread is a single sequential flow of control within a process, and a thread is also known as lightweight process. And here a process can be, or the process can have many threads of execution. Okay, so here we have memory organization of the process and its associated thread in the diagram. Okay, and here different threads which are the part of the process, and those shares the same address space, meaning they shares the data memory, code memory, and stack memory. Okay, and the thread maintains their own thread states. Those are registers or and program counter and the stack in the operating system. So next here, concept of multi-threading, which means multiple threads are going to execute. So what is the advantage or what is the use of this multiple thread execution? So it is better for better memory utilization. Okay, this is one of the advantages of the execution of multiple thread. The multiple thread of the same process shares the address space for the data memory, and this also reduces the complexity of inter-thread communication since variables can be shared across the threads. And since the process is split into different threads here, when one thread enters a wait state, the process can be utilized for the another state or other state. And the threads of the process that do not require the event which is the other thread is waiting for processing, and this speed up the execution of the process. So the efficient CPU utilization, the CPU is engaged at all time in the process execution. So this is about the what multiple threading in the operating system. Thank you.